Hey everybody, today I am going to be talking about the Oscar nominations. I'm going to give you my predictions for who I think is going to win. The Oscars are not my main field of interest. I don't even watch it live most of the time, but I get tons and tons of questions about it, understandably. But I see it as kind of like a high school yearbook celebration sort of thing. It's a giant industry party of elites. Most of the interest for it, from my perspective, is more like the gossipy, guilty pleasure aspects of it. The campaigning, the media backlash, the divas, all of it. It's hilarious and dumb. But that said, the Oscars, even though they're waning in relevance, I feel like year by year, they still mean a lot. They still have a lot of prestige for those who do earn them. Within the industry, it can change lives and it can be a huge way to propel a career. So from that instance, I do think it is interesting. So yeah, I'm just going to cover the major categories here. You're not going to see like sound design and special effects, that sort of thing. Sorry, very meat and potatoes here, or else this video would go on forever. And I have not seen all of the films that are listed here that are nominated, so I can only comment on, obviously, the personal ones that I have seen for my opinions. But obviously I'm telling you who I think is going to win as well, based on my very uneducated instinct. So we're going to start with actor. Best actor in a leading role. The nominees are Adrien Brody, The Brutalist; Timothy Chalamet, A Complete Unknown; Colman Domingo, Sing Sing; Ralph Fiennes, Conclave; Sebastian Stan, The Apprentice. I think it is going to go to Adrien Brody. He's won a lot of the awards thus far, and I do think that he should be the one to win based on what I have seen here. It is just the most soulful performance. I think the most committed, on a spiritual level. And I think that Adrien Brody, just in mindset, mirrors Brady Corbett quite a lot. And that type of film, it's heavy. It is incredibly ambitious. Obviously, it's over 3 hours long, but Brody carries all of that on his shoulders so effortlessly. So yeah, I think it is his for the taking. I think if there's anybody that could take it from him, it would be Timothy Chalamet, but I kind of don't think that's going to happen. That said, I think he's done a good job with his campaigning. A lot of times campaigning can be very, like pretentious or whatever, but I don't know, he seems to be kind of, at least in the way he's portraying himself publicly, living his best life, having fun with it. Clearly, playing Bob Dylan, it meant something to him, so I don't know. It seems endearing. Best actor in a supporting role, we have Yura Borisov, Anora; Kieran Culkin, A Real Pain; Edward Norton, A Complete Unknown; Guy Pearce, The Brutalist; Jeremy Strong, The Apprentice. I think this is a lock. I think for the most part, this is the one that's been the most consistent on the awards circuit. I think it is going to go to Kieran Culkin. I have not seen A Real Pain, so I cannot, talk about that performance at all. I'm just happy for Guy Pearce. I just wanted him to get a nomination. That's honestly, I could go home beyond that point. I am such a Guy Pearce fan, and I think he is a better actor and a better leading man than pretty much most of the men in Hollywood, quite frankly. And the fact that he had never gotten a nomination before this is crazy to me. So yeah, that's all I wanted to see. Okay, so Best Actress in a Leading Role, we have Cynthia Erivo, Wicked; Carla Sofia Gascon, Amelia Perez; Mikey Madison, Anora; Demi Moore, The Substance; Fernanda Torres, I'm Still Here. I think it's going to go to Demi Moore. And I think the momentum started to go on her side more when she gave that speech at the Golden Globes. She's just very eloquent and very calm, centered personality, I think. And yeah, she gave a meaningful speech and it touched a nerve. So right around that point, I thought, okay, maybe she might be the one to take it. It was a big surprise that Mikey Madison won the BAFTA. And obviously there's this huge shift in the direction for Anora, which I'm going to talk about soon. So, maybe Mikey Madison might take it. Maybe Fernanda Torres as well. I could see possibly, but no, I think it is Demi Moore and Carla Sofia Gascon. Yeah, unfortunately, that's over. The moment I saw, just even a couple of those tweets, knowing how Hollywood is, I was like, yeah, it's over for her. She's not going to be accepted. Actress in a supporting role, we have Monica Barbaro, A Complete Unknown; Ariana Grande, Wicked; Felicity Jones, The Brutalist; Isabella Rossellini, Conclave; and Zoe Saldana, Amelia Perez. This one I think is going to go to Zoe Saldana, and it is obviously Amelia Perez has gotten a ton of backlash, but it just feels like this is more like a career award, and those happen a lot of the time. And you know what? I'm sad that it's going to her for this film. I think years from now, it's going to have a bittersweet feeling to it if she does win. But at the same time, I love Saldana. I think she is so talented, and she has been working consistently in Hollywood for so many years. It's about time she got recognized. I haven't seen Wicked yet, unfortunately, but I don't really have an opinion on most of these performances. It's like Isabella Rossellini, she's barely in it. And Felicity Jones, I didn't love her in The Brutalist. So, okay, here's where it starts to get a little more interesting. Directing, the nominees are Anora, Sean Baker, The Brutalist, Brady Corbett, A Complete Unknown, James Mangold, Amelia Perez, Jacques Audiard, and The Substance, Coralie Farger. I I want to say it goes between Sean Baker for Anora and The Brutalist, Brady Corbett. Normally, I would say The Brutalist. I would be like, yeah, it seems like the type of movie that would win a Best Director, just because, yes, it's this huge epic, and obviously it's probably the most ambitious film here. And Brady Corbett, he has that kind of, director ego. He fancies himself an Orson Welles type, it seems. But for me, I have to say, I've seen the movie a couple of times, and I love the first half so much, but it really falls apart. At least for me, it falls apart in that second act and really falls apart in the third act. A lot of you probably know what I am talking about if you have seen it, but it's the shakiness of the overall film that keeps me from thinking, oh yeah, he's going to take it. And it is the momentum that has been shifting in the direction of Anora that has been interesting. I never saw Sean Baker as much of a contender for director, but now he's starting to become that. The movie started out, Anora, winning the Palme d'Or. It started out as like the big contender back in the fall, and I saw it early on, and I had been championing it the whole time. I have been saying this is going to be Sean Baker's big breakout year, and this could be his year to take home an Oscar of some sort, and I think he's probably going to. I don't know if it's going to be for director, but I'm going to go ahead and give it to him. At least that's going to be my prediction for now. And honestly, he would probably be my pick. I just think that Anora is the best film here. It is the most cohesive. It is the most interesting. It's the most complex. Writing, for Best Adapted Screenplay, we have... Oh, that's a lot of names. Let me just do the titles. A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Amelia Perez, Nickel Boys, and Sing Sing. So typically with the writing categories, I see that sometimes going to the movies that might not get the big categories, like, acting or directing or Best Picture. So I think it's going to go Conclave. Obviously, it did well at the BAFTAs, that goes without saying. But yeah, I think that keeps it kind of in the peripherals of the race. And then writing, original screenplay, we have Anora, we have The Brutalist, A Real Pain, September 5th, and The Substance. I think it is going to be... I think it's going to come down between Anora and The Substance. I could see them wanting to give Coralie the Oscar just because, The Substance was such a massive hit, both critically and commercially. And, I don't think she's going to get Best Director, so they might want to give it to her for that. I personally don't think she should win for original screenplay. I'm just kind of trying to think in the way that the Oscars, the voters might. Obviously, if it were up to me, I'm going to pick Anora. Again, I just think it is the most cohesive. It's for me, the best film of the year without question, while a lot of the other ones were kind of shaky here and there or struggled in maybe the third act or whatever. So yeah, I'm going to give it to that one. And finally, Best Picture. The nominees are Anora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Amelia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, The Substance, Wicked. Gosh, again, I think it's going to come down between Anora and The Brutalist. For a while, I think maybe, after the Golden Globes, I was, starting to see The Brutalist become the front runner. But there's not crossover with those voters. So that's one thing that you can kind of consider. And I'm talking foreign press versus like the Academy voters. I think I'm going to go Anora. Yeah, let's go Anora. Just because so far as when the Academy voting is closing, it's all taking place, the momentum, it's peaking at the right time. It won the Critics' Choice, it won the producers, it won the writers, and, all of it. It started to kind of go down towards the midsection of the nominees, which made me sad. And a lot of that, I think, had to do with the drama surrounding Amelia Perez. But now that that's kind of fizzled a bit, I'm loving that this is the one that's starting to gain all the traction. But I'm not super confident on that. I would be fine if The Brutalist won as well. I'm just saying, it's not a very cohesive film. Go ahead and tell me what your predictions are and all of that. And until the Oscars. And that is the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to plug my website as always. It is deepfocuslens.com. I'm an artist. I do commission portraits and I sell prints of my work. If that is something that you're interested in, you can always go to the website below. And if you have a question about a commission or a print, you can always email me. My email is in the description box below as well. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to my patrons who are wonderful. Guys, thank you so much for your support. Welcome to all the new members. If you are interested in supporting, the link for that is below, as well as the rest of my social media information. You can watch more videos here, and you can subscribe if you'd like. Catch you next time.